Everybody, I'm kind of waiting on this to kind of build up. This is information that your players will need if they're a basketball player. And y'all know, obviously, I'm biased to that orange ball. But this is, I think, in any sport and any situation, really. But I'm going to kind of curtail it or funnel it towards basketball. So, controlling the controllables. So every basketball game has a ton of uncontrollables. What do I mean by a ton of uncontrollables? So every basketball game, you cannot, players, coaches, we cannot control the fans. There's nothing we can do that can control the fans. We can't make them be quiet. We can't make them do things that we don't want to do. I mean, we can alter the momentum for our fans, but that's all we can do. But we really can't control the fans. We cannot control the referees. We can't control them. So it doesn't matter if they're calling fouls for you or not calling fouls for you. It doesn't matter. You cannot control them. They control the game. They control it. So you can't control them. Players, you can't control your coach. It doesn't matter how much your parents try to talk to them and tell them what needs to be done for you and blah, blah, blah. You can't control the coaches. You can't control your team. And, you know, and I'm such a proponent and I'm a teacher of, you can encourage your team, you can motivate them, you can inspire them, you can talk to them very candidly and straightforward, but ultimately you cannot control them. You can't control the climate of the gym. Some coaches deliberately make the gym hot. Some coaches deliberately make the gym cold so you can play under a unique set of circumstances. You can't control the rims. Players, some gyms have double rims. I went to a school that had double rims and teams hated it. And they complained about it the whole game. Well, guess what? You can't control that. There's nothing you can do to control it. You can't control if you got to the game early or late. You can't control that. Sometimes buses break down. We can't control that. So there's a lot of things in the game that you can't control. But 90% of our focus is on those things. We're focused on the fans are yelling things, they're cussing at us, they're doing this and they're doing that. The refs aren't calling, they don't like us, they're calling against us, they're calling bad calls. The bus was late, the gym is cold, the gym is hot, the locker room they put us in was terrible. All of those things that you can't control. Well, what can you control? Let's talk about that. So that's all the things that we can't control. What can we control? We can absolutely control our preparation. How prepared are we? We control that. We control if we know this other team's strengths and weaknesses. We control that. We control our attitude towards the game. We control that. We control the way we think about our opponent. We control that. We control how much we hustle. We control that. We control our enthusiasm or our own energy. We control that. So players, coaches, just a small word of advice, and this is something that I share with coaches and players all across the country when I go and do team camps and do speaking engagements and things like that, is I talk about those things that we can't control. Because there's so many of them. But we spend a lot of our attention on those things. So let me just quickly review. We focus on the refs. We focus on the climate of the gym. We focus on the balls. We focus on the fans. We focus on if our coach is playing us or not. We focus on the bench. We focus on so many other things. The floor is slippery. The floor, this and that and that and that. There's so many things that we can't control in a basketball game. But the things we can't control are 100% our attitude, our energy, our preparation. So those are things that are 100% in our control. So share this with your players, coaches, and help them understand, one, we're going to focus only on the things that we can control. We're not going to focus on anything outside of our control. Why? Because you're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy, and you're wasting the effort that you should be using towards trying to win that game. So again, controlling the uncontrollables, very, very critical for you to be successful as an athlete. I'll talk to you next time. God bless, and I'll see you soon. Peace.